Hi everyone, welcome to Excess and Ooze. Okay, so I don't know if some of you have seen it yet, or are subscribed to the Zeus network, or just don't care about it, but the edited version of Joseline's Cabaret has finally been released, and I was skeptical about reviewing it because I knew that it would be heavily edited due to the court case launched against Joseline, Ballistic, and the Zeus networks from the cast members who were attacked on the night. So before I get into it, subscribe, like, and share this video. Okay, so previously it was said that Riri was jumped by 4 of the girls on the show. But as I was watching the show, both parts, and this part was edited and removed out of the show, and what was only visibly noticeable to me was the part where Riri returns to the stage in a different outfit and was told by Capri that she sees why they jumped her. She looked amazing and that she wouldn't let that happen to Riri again if she was there. I believe prior to that, during the Riri fight, all I could hear was the audio of Riri shouting, "Why would you jump me? I didn't even do anything." But the focus was on the argument of Joseline and Lexi Blow. Now, Lexi Blow was accused of being a traitor over and over again by Joseline, who, even though a lot of comments on the situation before the reunion aired were saying that Joseline slapped Lexi Blow. But from what I've seen, in my fair and unbiased opinion, is that Joseline actually only pushed or shoved Lexi Blow in the face, out of the way, then pointed at her and called her a traitor. These arguments and fights were coming out of the back of Joseline saying that Amber, Capri, Riri, Gaia Love, and everyone that didn't basically make the cabaret were talking about her family and home life during their lives on Instagram, which were private. To me, this was confusing because I remember on the final episode before the reunion, Joseline was telling the girls to get their social media game up because it would bring traffic to them and the cabaret. But this somehow made Joseline mad this time, who knows why. And she also said the girls who didn't win were jealous because they didn't win and that's why they did this. Now, it has to be said that you can tell who came ready for war to the reunion because Lollipop, Diamond, and Raven and Capri were wearing trainers and Timberland boots. The rest were wearing heels and dresses. They all ended up looking a mess in the end, and I'm sure every one of the girls got into something on that stage that night, except for Wet Wet and Chanel, who wasn't at the reunion, which was understandable given the treatment she was given during the show. They actually started fighting each other before Joseline even got there, and Joseline basically appeared in part 2 of the reunion because part 1 was the cast fighting, security standing in the way, and the hosts, Janisha John and Brittany Renner, trying to calm them down so that they can move on with the show. So when Joseline and Ballistic arrived on the stage, it was on. A lot of tough talk, running up towards Amber by Joseline.
Talking that shit on the motherfucking gram, bitch. Talk that shit. Talk that shit on the motherfucking gram, bitch.
That's all I'm fucking talking about.
Talk that shit. Talk that shit.
I wanna fight.
Talk that shit on the motherfucking gram.
I wanna fight.
That's what the fuck y'all hoes do. Y'all hoes running y'all motherfucking mouth. That's all y'all bitches do is run y'all motherfucking mouth. Run your dick suckers now. Where the fuck y'all hoes at? Where y'all hoes at? Where y'all bitches at? Y'all hoes wanna run your dick suckers all motherfucking day and night. All motherfucking day and night. Talk that shit now. Talk that shit motherfucking now.
But security was blocking Joseline as she did this. When Joseline was sitting on the stage, she addressed the fact that she was born on an island, but however, she is black, and told the girls not to forget that. This made Amber agitated, and that's what set the fight off again. Now, this argument annoys me because there are black people from different cultures that exist all over the world, so to refer to yourselves as the only ones is ignorant in my eyes, and we all have struggles, so to think that your struggle is bigger than others is ignorant too. You don't know what or have experienced what the next person has gone through, which could be greater. It's like Amber wants the toughest life award with this argument, but who really wants to win that prize?
And don't you ever forget it, that all them white people and all them foreign people gonna always remind me that I'm what? So what the fuck am I?
You can't even speak English. You're not fucking black.
Shut up, hoe.
You can't even
Bitch,
speak
what are you,
English.
bitch?
You're
dusty ass, nasty.
But you're not
bitch,
gonna
go get your
stand up
kids
and go
clean.
101.
Go get your kids
But
clean.
you're not gonna stand up and go 101.
Stop, bitch. Shut up.
Get up.
Get your kids clean, hoe. Why is your thing so fussy?
All right.
Bitch, why is your fucking...
Okay. Amber.
You need to humble yourself. You need to humble yourself.
Wait, hold on. Why you mad? Why you mad? I'm nervous.
People just really want to live their lives, and they have had the opportunity to do this by being on the show and gaining exposure. But not all attention is good attention, especially when the situation is presented in an unclassy way, or you carry yourself like you're constantly looking for trouble. Because you should know that there are people out there that just want to make you look like that already, and they just are giving them what they want. Okay, so there was a part where Joseline was standing up with 4 of the other chosen girls around her for a good 90 seconds, where Joseline was tough talking again, and they were all silent and nodding and pumping up their chests, and everyone else was not on the stage while they were doing this. And I thought this was so funny because it was so long. This cracked me up. Kay Capri, who had changed again, came running out to fight all of them, but was held back, of course, and she proceeded to spit at them, not once but twice, which was gross. Everyone just needed to be quiet at that point. It was exhausting to watch with all the editing and stuff. Throughout the entirety of the show, I believe only 2 questions by the host were actually answered. Amber was trying to argue and swing on a lot of the girls from the beginning, and I don't have to try and make anyone look bad because on this platform, because they do it themselves. And I believe that even though it was heavily edited, you can't add an extra action in. There is only so much you can edit, and I have to call it like I see it.
I hit a nerve. Yeah, I hit a nerve. I hit a nerve.
I'm not getting it, guys. No, y'all figure that out. This is stupid. We're not gonna get it.
Why is she running away?
If you, the viewers, honestly watch the show and don't make stuff up, you can see it too, respectfully. Right, now the part where Amber gets her hair dragged by Ballistic. Prior to this, what I caught was after the black comment and Joseline runs up and is held back after attempting to approach Amber. Amber attempts to swing at Joseline and misses due to security. Joseline then turns her back to Amber and in Ballistic's direction and is bending forward as Amber attempts to push Joseline down but was stopped. Joseline was not pushed down by Amber. Before Joseline looks back up to see what's going on, Ballistic rushes towards Amber and the tussle begins. You couldn't see anything in this part except the security team's backs. Then they show a clip of Amber in the corner with her hair messed up and a whole bunch of commotion.
You saw that, right? You saw that, right?
Joseline and Ballistic then leave the stage to go backstage, and Ballistic has a shouting match with K Capri, who's yelling at them from outside. On the way to go into the back room, a random guy, I guess another security member or family member, was guided to leave the building, and I believe that this was the guy that was fighting Ballistic for dragging Amber. As everyone is still yelling and others are wondering what the next move is, the lights go out in the studio and the show ends. Now, I'm late with this review because of the way it ended, and I wasn't sure if they were even intended to do a part 3, so I'm putting this out and I will update you if there is a part 3, but I highly doubt it. I believe that was it. So my take on the show, it's quite possible that Joseline's Cabaret and the Zeus Network can come back for another season if they beat the case. But shows like this and the way that these fights on reunions take place so normally and frequently need to change because it's messy, damages reputations, dangerous, ruins business growth, and possibly lives. Situations like this can easily spill into the streets off camera and people can actually die because it's getting beyond just entertainment. I think a lot of them knew what they were signed up for, and some probably didn't read their contracts well enough, but for me, whatever the contracts say, it still doesn't warrant people to physically harm you unexpectedly on a human level. They essentially signed up to be Joseline's minions, and that's how they came across. And I wish that they would come across as women and their own bosses, which I think that the ladies from season 1 and 2 did a better job of personally. Ultimately, it was Joseline's show, so trying to fight the host was not a good look. However, a lot of what was said and done to the girls, how they were treated during production, was in poor taste, and she did invite them onto her platform. And I will once again post an update when we find out the outcome of the case. Anyway, like I said before, the reunion was highly edited and controlled by security, but that's what they were there for, to be security, mainly for the hosts. And Joseline, not sure for Ballistic. They jump in a little late for the girls because the network still want that content for the show. But they pulled the girls apart when it was necessary. One of the security guards got heated because seeing a man dragging a woman's hair would be enough for anyone to get heated, so that was understandable. But what was also understandable is that a man should defend and protect his woman, and I would hope that a man would defend me if someone tried to attack me. Whoever it was, man, woman, or dog, which doesn't happen often nowadays, and this is a huge problem in society. So what I learned from this show is that people really need to respect their roles that they are in and know that there is a hierarchy instead of trying to be the show or the most seen, known, or heard from. The girls needed to be more of a team instead of working against each other to be top dog. None of the guests wanted to be disrespected, and that's where this toxic clash began. Anyway, that's all I have to say about it. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Who do you think was in the wrong and who was justified in their actions? I may put up a poll on the community tab from some of your answers. This has been the Red Flags of Joseline's Cabaret Part 1 and 2. Subscribe, like, and share this video. Also, thanks to everyone that has utilised the super thanks button and is supporting the channel. I'll see you in the next one.